Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is going to be a review of PWG 7. This is the 7th anniversary show. It took place back in July, over the summertime, and there was a huge thing that happened. You know, a lot of people, I believe about 100 people were actually turned away. A lot of people were really, really pissed off that, that PWG didn't move the event into a bigger, uh, arena because, Bryan Danielson was just fired by WWE, and this is his first show back for PWG. So a lot of people, someone on YouTube actually did a huge rant about it, which was hilarious. So definitely check that out. But yeah, this show was great in my opinion. I would say this is probably PWG's show of the year, which doesn't really surprise me. I think on paper everyone expected the show to be awesome. Even I think Double Cross King said it's like if Alex Shelley was actually on the show and the original card actually went as planned, you could have had 5 matches that could pretty much main event any independent show in the United States. So yeah, but it was still a great show though. Alex Shelley's absence didn't hurt the show too much. They still put together a nice solid card. So let's break it down. The first match, I wasn't that excited about the first match. I didn't think it was that great actually. Still a great opener though for PWG puts on great openers. This was no exception, but I still think it's one of their weakest openers of the year. You had Peter Avalon. I believe this is one of Scott Law's students. I believe Malachi Jackson and Ryan Taylor. Those guys teaming up to face Brandon Gatson, Johnny Goodtime, and Candice LeRae. This is kind of wacky. A lot of great moves in this match from Gatson. He busted out his usual stuff. I really think that Ryan Taylor and Tyler Black could have been an awesome match. So it's a shame that Tyler Black's going to the WWE because I think those two guys put them together. I think they just would have made a nice matchup. But yeah, this is kind of a wacky match. You had this guy named Peter Avalon. He was doing some pretty freaky things out there. A lot of sexual stuff was going on in this match. It kind of just wasn't my taste. But Candice LeRae, her interaction with the guys is pretty entertaining. It's a pretty entertaining match. This is more of a comedy match, so that's pretty much what it was. Next up, we have Brandon Bonham taking on Brian Cage. This is Brian Cage's PWG debut. For those that don't know, I believe he actually signed a WWE developmental contract in 2008. He actually was in FCW, I believe. I'm sure some of you guys probably are familiar with him. He definitely has a WWE physique. And, he really didn't impress me at first, but as the match progressed, he busted out a lot of nice things. He busted out a nice discus lariat, which looked really, really sweet. He actually did a gory special into a flatliner, which came off really well. I mean, there's some good action in this match. Bonham looked okay. I think he's okay. I'm not that high on him, but he's very athletic. He busted out the Canadian Destroyer. So this is a solid match. It got a lot of respect. I think he got a "This is awesome" chant, or "That was awesome" after the match was over. There was a nice amount of respect for the match. So that's pretty much what it was. I'll probably give it three and a quarter stars. It actually exceeded my expectations. All right, next up we had Chris Sabin versus Akira Tozawa. Yeah, I mean this was good. Shelley couldn't make it to the show, so they put Sabin against Tozawa. A nice special attraction singles match. Got no complaints with this at all. Just another really, really good athletic matchup. The thing about Tozawa is, he's pretty much the one guy from he is actually from Dragon Gate, I believe, but he's like the one guy from Japan that's pretty much, been a United States regular, pretty much making more appearances in the United States than anyone else in Japan uh, over the last year. So yeah, he just had another impressive performance against Sabin. A nice, fast-paced, athletic match. Sabin hit a lot of nice dives into the crowd. Very, very crisp matchup. I would say Sabin kind of reminds me of Generico a little bit. He's pretty much like the next generation, or this generation's version of Generico, in my opinion. Very, very crisp. I mean, Akira Tozawa hit some really, really sweet German suplexes in this match. So I think everyone will really like this match. I'll probably give it three and a quarter. So next up, we go into Scott Law's retirement match. Scott Law versus Scorpio Sky. I believe Scott Law is 30 years old. I think he promised his parents that at the age of 30 he would stop wrestling and focus on becoming a lawyer. So yeah, him and Scorpio Sky. Now it made sense to put Lost against Scorpio Sky because on commentary they talked about how Lost and Chris Bosh used to be part of a tag team, and they had a big feud with Scorpio Sky. And whoever Scorpio Sky's partner was back in the day, I believe around 2005, that was a big like tag team feud in PWG. But yeah, this is pretty much great. I thought this was it surpassed my expectations. They busted out everything. This felt like a big time matchup. Scorpio Sky hit some suicidal dives into the crowd. It totally nice story too with Scorpio Sky just doing whatever it took to put Lost away, but Lost wouldn't give up. Scott Lost hit a beautiful. It wasn't an RKO. I mean, pretty much called it Ace Crusher. Hit a beautiful Ace Crusher. Just pretty much. I mean, there was just something missing for me to give it 4 stars. Just slightly something missing. I'll probably give it a high 3 3/4 stars, but this is good. It definitely surpassed expectations. Scott Lost's retirement speech was very, very classy. Fans showed him a lot of respect, and it was kind of tough to hear him though. The mic wasn't really that good, but yeah, still a very, very good match. This probably would have main evented, like if this was like a PWG B or C show, this probably would have main evented the show. Because Scott Lost's retirement is such a big deal. He is probably one of the top 5 most important PWG wrestlers of all time. I mean, I'm not that high in PWG's older stuff, so maybe I'm not the right person to kind of judge that. But, you know, just from the outside looking in, I would probably say that. All right, so next up, we'll move on to the second half. After intermission, I believe they had Bryan Danielson and Roderick Strong. This is probably the... I wouldn't say that. They had matches in PWG, like in 2007, that were probably a little bit weaker than this, but... you know, it's just kind of funny because, you know, Bryan Danielson, Roderick Strong, I'm so used to watching these guys wrestle 40, 56 minutes, these long, long matches, but this was just a little bit too short. You know, considering that Bryan Danielson was the biggest draw for this show, I just expected this to go a little bit longer. You know, you look at PWG's 6th anniversary show last year. It was called Three Men This Two. They had a David Richards, Roderick Strong match on that show, and that pretty much got the same amount of time that this got. So I guess that's what they were kind of going for. They wanted to have that nice, short, hard-hitting matchup. And this is fun, though. It was fun. It got a great reaction. They brought out the ties. You know, Danielson was choking Roderick with the tie, and then Roderick was choking Danielson with the tie. And the crowd just ate it up. The crowd just loved that stuff. And but, you know, it was good, though. I mean, pretty much you'd expect from Bryan Danielson and Roderick Strong. Extremely stiff, extremely hard-hitting. The finishing sequence came off great. But a little bit too short. It only got maybe 10 to 12 minutes though. So, but yeah, I mean the crowd wasn't bitching about the time. I mean, the crowd seemed to really, really enjoy the finish. Everyone went home happy, so can't really complain too much. I'll probably give it 3.5 stars, but it just kind of disappointing that it just got such a short amount of time. So that's pretty much the only complaint with that. All right, next up we have David Richards versus Chris Hero for the PWG title. Awesome match. I mean, you know, Davey's had 3 awesome matches in PWG this year for the while he was defending the belt. He had the match against Omega, the match against Roderick Strong, and now he's had another classic against Chris Hero. You know, we've never really seen Davey and Hero have a match. You know, it's kind of a weird matchup because Hero's got such a size advantage on Davey. I mean, the size advantage is just, you know, it's huge. You know, Hero's pretty much almost twice Davey's size, but I think that's what made this match so interesting, though. I mean, it was just a nice, hard-hitting matchup. Hero busted out some of the things he doesn't normally do. Busted out a moonsault from the top rope. It was just a very, very nice, hard-hitting matchup. You know, something that we've never got to see in Ring of Honor, and PWG, you know, finally brought it to us, and it definitely surpassed expectations. Without a doubt, the match of the night. It was a crazy match. It got a match of the year chant after the match was over. After the match was over, David Richards got on the mic and said, "Holy shit!" He said, "If there's one thing that's true, it's that Chris is awesome." So Aftermath was pretty cool. Davey actually was really going after the ankle in this match, more so than I've ever seen. It really locked on the ankle lock every chance he got, and Hero with the elbows. An extremely stiff match. A lot of great reversals, a lot of great submissions. What can I say? I mean, just a great match there. All right, so next we'll move on to the main event. We had the Guerrilla Warfare match. We had the Cutler brothers taking on the Young Bucks and Paul London and El Generico in a 3-way, you know, Guerrilla Warfare tag match for the PWG tag team titles. Now, originally this was just supposed to be the Cutlers and the Young Bucks, but since Motor City Machine Guns couldn't make it, they just threw the Paul London and El Generico into the match. And wow, I mean, this is a crazy match. It was sick. It was pretty much everything you expect. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm pretty sure everyone thought this match was going to be awesome. The Young Bucks always deliver. This is a great showcase for the Cutler brothers. I mean, the Cutlers probably got a huge rub from this. Now they're pretty much going to be taken seriously as a main event caliber tag team in PWG. I still think this probably would have came off a little bit better, particularly just for the Cutlers if they just faced the Young Bucks by themselves. You know, because now you had more emphasis on El Generico and Paul London, and you know, so they kind of I wouldn't say they got lost in the shuffle, but still, I just think they would have been better off if they had gotten the main event by themselves against the Young Bucks. But still, I mean, tremendous action. So many spots in this match. They did there was a gorilla press off the top of the stage. There was a sick table spot with Nick Jackson hitting the 450 splash through the table. There was like a springboard DDT onto the ring apron. I mean, so many sick spots in this match. Paul London with the shooting star press. Generico looked awesome. I mean, the finish was just insane. The crowd was hot for it. I mean, a lot of, you know, PWG doesn't do the guerrilla warfare stipulation that much anymore, you know, where they involve tables, weapons, chairs. They actually took out a rake. I believe one of the Young Bucks was scraping one of the Cutlers' backs with a rake. I've never seen that before, so that was pretty innovative. I mean, just an awesome show. PWG 7. I'm not sure what kind of rating I'm going to give this, but definitely check out the star ratings below. This is definitely PWG Show of the Year. I thought it was better than Titanica and As the Worm Turns. So definitely check it out. PWG 7. You can get it at high spots. I definitely recommend it. So here you go.